What the business is, YouTube? This your boy Clarence for here at Pursuit of Freedom. Just going through my little journal. Today is the 4th of November. Had me as a little day trade today. I was in Chesapeake. Nope. Williamsburg. It was in Williamsburg, Virginia. And then from there I went to Chesapeake, Virginia. But anyway, while getting unloaded, a little after 2 today, right about 2 o'clock is when I got there. A little before 2, I think. But anyway, 1:45 I got there. I touched bases with my doc, and then I looked for a stock to trade. And I ended up finding a little something. A lot of times I look through and I don't find anything. But this was a case where I found something and I got involved and I got some pennies up out of there, and I'm cool with that. $449 gain. And it's a stock APVO. Let's look at the stock. I'm good there. I got it pulled up. Make this big. Now, this right here made me sick, man. God dang. Now, you see, I'm in at $13.15. $13.89 when I got out right here in this here little red circle. And, you know, it pushed up after I got up even more. But at the time when I did the screenshot on this bad boy, 2:45 in the afternoon, it's at 14:10. I started driving for the night, eating my little dinner. I said, you know what, I got to make a video for today's trade. And I'm looking at this here thing, man. It made me sick. That's how to look at it. This number almost was at $20, man. God, dog. 1955 in the after hours. But right before it closed, it got up to 1818. Man, that's enough to make you sick, man. From 13, I had 600 shares. 600 shares of this here APVO. 600 shares. It's crazy how they executed me on my way out. Got in at 13.15, out at 13.90. And I'm in the stop less than 20 minutes. I'm in front of the computer for 45 minutes. I be feeling like, man, who am I talking to? I be feeling like, man, more people should be all in and trying to learn how to do this here. It ain't the easiest thing, but it ain't the most difficult at the same time. I'm watching this here thing for a few seconds, and when I first spotted it, as I look back on today, here at 9:30 at night, I still see, man, the market for the day honestly was weak. It was only 7 stocks above 20%. I'm gonna scroll down and find 10%. Let's find 9%. And 71 stocks up 9% or better. These are the only stocks I want to look at. I need double-digit percentage gainers. You know what I'm saying? That was one of the first videos I seen right off YouTube. Tim Sites. He said, just look for big percentage gainers. Big percentage gainers. And this thing here been moving good. You know what I mean? Except whatever this chemocentric says. But at the time when I first spotted this thing, it wasn't up as strong as it is now. And I wish I could take a look at the other video, but in this here software. But if I try to pull it up, I think, oh, okay. So my current recording is still going. As you see, I got this here untitled. $19 minutes. Okay, yeah, so I got one already in here. APVO trade 11.4. 14.22, that's 222. I mean, whenever I make a trade, I live record it. So at 222 is when I started recording. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I was in the trade already by that time, though. I was in the trade already. Um, so with this video right here, 222, I was already in. I'm gonna zoom back out of this. Let's take a look at the trade. Take a look at the stock. Like I'm sitting, waiting on my trailer to get unloaded, and I spot this stock just kind of easing up. You know what I'm saying? It had a current high day where that green line is at, right where I ended up getting in at pretty much at the time. You know what I mean? 145. It still hadn't done anything. Somehow this thing went from $10. Wait a minute. I'm looking for the open. So this thing opened at 661, man. Way less than that. Like or 625 bar low. Okay, so it opened at 661 and ended up touching $19 on the day. But anyway, the high day at the time was like $13.16, $13.15. The stock had already done this pullback, you know, and it came up and it just went through that higher day, just enough. That little red spike right here, it had went through the high day, came back down, hit my green exponential moving average, the 9 EMA, and still above the 13. It's a bullish chart for me. So it's starting to squeeze up a little bit more. I'm in right at 13.15. Let's bring that down just 1 second. Right? In at 13.15. As I'm getting in, it goes right back up, touches that 13.32-ish area. Grinds a little bit higher. I didn't take any profits at first. I didn't take any profits up here around this here 1344-ish area when it touched that area. And for a little bit, I felt shame that I didn't get out the stock. Just because I can get in and out in a few minutes, man. Like a quick scalp. Just grab some cash and, hey, I'm good for the day. I ain't got to get greedy. You know what I'm talking about? Get you a little something, get on out of there, be gone. The account is growing. And that, if you go to work for 8 hours at minimum wage in my state, as I like to say, you know what I mean, you coming home, you got 60 to 80 bucks. And that's before the tax man might whop you in the head for his money. You know what I'm talking about? But the stock started to pull back. Whoo! I'm talking about, boy, this was pain right here. No pain, no gain. And as it was coming down, in all honesty, I realized that I hadn't set a stop. A lot of times, if I don't set a stop, the same moving averages that I use for a bounce, I use those same moving averages at times for a stop. But it took no time after touching that 1344 to go right through both of those moving averages. So what I do, I look at the next moving average. And at that time, this thing was already down here at 12.15. I got 600 shares. So 12.15, that'd have been a full dollar, so $600 loss. I say no. I'm continuing to watch the stock. And it came down here to like 12.70. You know what I'm saying? But when it hit 12.70, I put my line right there because I'm looking back on the chart too for another level that I might be able to eyeball. So at first I was eyeballing 12.15, but I said that was too low. You know what I'm saying? And then I also eyeballed the fact that it reached up and set a high pretty much as I was parking my trailers. I was touching the dock. And then it pulled back kind of strong for about 8 straight minutes. So it sold off for a little bit through the short-term moving averages, found its own spot. The volume weighted average price is way down here at $10 or something, so I wasn't going to use that as my stop. But I seen that, 1270 held for at least this candle and the candle right next to it. It dipped beneath it, but it didn't close right there. And then I had a sigh of relief when this thing pushed back up. I had now set my stop right there at 1270, and that was gonna be my get out. And I was already looking at some pain, Like in this video that I had made, the one I just showed y'all. I think I was down like 300 something dollars at that time, and I'm usually out by then. Uh, and that's what I was feeling like I was about to do. I seen this green candle start to push, climb back above the short-term moving averages. I'm beginning to feel good again. We stayed with the short-term moving averages. Got some curls for the girls with both the 9 and the 13, and this bad boy punches higher. I said, okay, I'm gonna get out through the break of 1348, and the candle that strongly broke above it pushed all the way up to 1390. I told myself around 1390 this thing could hit $14, but I was thinking $14 was gonna act as a ceiling and it wasn't gonna go too much higher than that. Now at that time though, man, which you can't see right now, because it turned out to be, it turned out to be a great choice. Even in my screenshot though, at 1410, it wasn't the number one stock on the day. And when I was looking at it at $13, it was in my top 20, but it was only up like 10, 12%. It was only up like 12%. It ended up getting up to the tune of 50 something percent on the day. But at the time when I was looking at it, it had a decently strong green candle. You know what I'm saying? But it was still only up like 12%. At least that's what TC2000 was saying. 12, 13% when I first spotted it. So I didn't feel any reason. You know what? I'm looking at a weekly chart. Okay, so I'm looking at a weekly chart this whole time. This thing opened up today at $9 or something. Yeah, so 991. So when I'm first spotted it at like 12, you know what I'm saying? Right as it's getting ready to hit 13, you know what I'm saying? But that's saying 19% way up here. But TC2000, well, I was looking at a weekly chart. Okay. Because I didn't even realize I was looking at the weekly chart earlier. But it wasn't the best stock on the day. I had so many other stocks that was up above it. So I didn't feel like, okay, I needed to get out. Plus I seen the pattern of it selling off some after this first push. It's gonna be some profit taking. It pushed again, there was some profit taking. The news that it had wasn't even really all that strong. You know what I mean? APVO Therapeutics announced its first complete remission, cancer goes into remission, and ongoing, whatever that is, phase 1 clinical trial. I didn't really read too much further than that. And yeah, this was the news from the 3rd. This was yesterday's news at 9 a.m. Tuesday. Today, Wednesday. So, the stock had a reaction to it Tuesday, had another reaction to it today, may have another reaction to it tomorrow. But I got in, got me a quick gain, and got on out of there. From the minute I bought to the minute I sold, 19 minutes exactly. So I'm not in the stock too long at all, and I'm out. My money back on the sideline, waiting for my next sniper fire. You know what I'm saying? Waiting for that next shot. And that's how you got to do it. You got to hone in. I'm looking at stocks that was up. This stock here was actually the number one stock on the day as I first started looking. Man, you can't. Yeah, it is. BI, this baby, whatever. This was the number one stock when I first started looking. And I just started scrolling through. I look at each one of these things one by one to see something in the chart that I like telling me that, okay, this might be the one to get involved with. I see that this thing already had this massive candle here building this biogen. So, I'm thinking that's got something to do with a vaccine for this COVID-19. For this here disease or whatever. There was another one that was no. TA, Travel Centers of America, had a big day today. They got a low float. The volume wasn't super strong though. This is one that I look. I seen TA a lot of times. I stop at TAs when I'm out here because it's usually I can find parking. Love's truck stop be packed like crazy. It was another drug manufacturing stop that was up here that I was thinking, okay, maybe that's another company that's trying to dang. And that volume is extremely low on a 235K. Now, another thing to point out though is that APVO had an extremely low float. So when it started to pull back, I looked at that float. Any bit of selling during that time frame was going to bring this thing down. I'm really yapping in this. So I'm at 15 minutes. Uh, but I always come down here and look at my dollar volume. I don't got the level two. But when I look at the dollar volume though, man, I start looking at, okay, the spikes in green candles. Looking all the way over here to my right, I mean, there's so many green candles that's at this here 2 million mark. You don't have nothing but one red candle right here that's even close. One red candle at 2.7 million, but you got like 3, 4 candles better than 3 million in 1 minute. You know what I'm saying? So even though during that time, I noticed that I got 4 red candles building, but before that I had 4 green candles. So sometimes, this is just the balance of power, the buying and selling as as the battle ensues all day long in any given stock. Um, but it felt good though. It felt good to stop. This what don't feel good. It be like, man, I'm in here. I'm in here at 13.15. I'm in here at 13.15, out at 13.89, right? This what make you feel like, man, what the hell? Come on, man. So I'm on the road trying to get to my next load, and this thing start jumping. Zion Williamson in this piece. God damn. And they used that same spot. So I could have, once again, like an hour later, get into this thing at a little after 3 at 3:15. Ooh. Oh, gee. Then another thing I want to point out is that I noticed when I looked at this when I got back on the computer tonight, man, it made me sick. But look at the volume after 3 o'clock. It's 3 o'clock right here. After 3 o'clock, you get a monstrous increase in volume. The average volume all the way up to that point, at least the dollar volume. You know what I'm saying? The average dollar volume is this here line in blue, right around $1.92 million per minute. That thing, you know what I mean, almost double after 3 for that last hour of trading. So that right there give me something to think about. Like, man, that 3 to 4 o'clock hour is looking to be pretty potent for whatever reason. I don't know if it's just the election time or what, man, but you know what I'm saying? These are just indicators. Indicators are tools. A tool is only as good as the person wielding the tool. So I don't know. I think I might need to do something with that though, because that's information. We're in the information age. That's telling me something right now. I remember a day where the market opened back over here at 9 o'clock. That was when stocks usually get hyped to the tune of this kind of volume. But it shifts, it goes back and forth. This might be a time where afternoon, at least that last hour might be hot for certain stocks. You know what I'm saying? Things change on any given day. But it is what it is. It's a lot of money left on the table. You know what I'm saying? You see, I'm playing in this thing way over here in this little small 20 minutes. Locked in a decent game. Give me the thumbs up if you learned anything. And I just gonna keep doing this as I can when I can. I mean, I don't feel bad at all. Locking in games. That's all small. Hey, base hits add up. That's half a stack. And this is Wednesday, so I got Thursday and Friday Be a grand week, as I continue to live this life on the road. I'll let you. Hey, this your boy Clarence, another episode of Freedom. It's Mo coming.